Hello YouTubers, welcome to another video on small engine velocity. Today we will be doing a valve lash job on a TT250, a CSC. It's a 250cc dual sport bike, and I don't know why they call it 250cc when it's 229cc, but I guess it's a good way of rounding to make it look bigger. I don't know. Anyways, I went ahead and pre-did some of the work. If you look, I went ahead and removed the tank, the seat, the fairing, and exposed all the stuff inside of here. If you look, you can see the valve cover right here. There's some stuff in the way that I have to get out of the way to get to the valve cover, but that shouldn't be too hard. Hopefully there's enough clearance. They say there's enough clearance in the video where this can come off, but yeah, we'll see. Look at that. Anyways, in addition to this, I did find the two accessory plugs for the switch right here, so you can add extra lights or, I don't know, a spotlight, who knows. And then after that, we'll give it a test ride, and then perhaps a little bit of a bath since she's really dirty. Okay, here is what you need: a 1/4-inch drive, or for whatever connects to your 10mm. The 10mm belongs to the valve cover. I used an 8mm to take the seat bolts off. I needed a 5mm Allen to take most of the other fairings off right here, and the seat bolt right here, strangely enough, is a 13. I thought that was kind of odd. Things to make note on the gas tank is that, of course, you have your fuel cutoff. This short black hose right here goes to the carbon canister, and this long one goes to the ground. This is your overflow. So if someone, if you put too much gas in, it'll overflow through here. And of course, down there is your gas tank sensor to tell you how much gas you have. At the same time, when we're done, I'm gonna, after I clean it up a little bit, I'll give it a little bit of chain wax because it looks like it could use some. You do need a Phillips screwdriver to take off, to take the fairings off the tank. And then we do need to take the spark plug out. I'll use these to pinch some hoses if I need to pinch some hoses out. Keep your hands clean, and of course, the all-important feeler gauge. The spec for the intake side is 0.04, which to me seems very narrow, but 0.04 with a max of 0.07. In the CSC website, it says that you should aim for the higher side because the gap closes over time. They say you should they should check your valve lash at about 500 miles, and then every 250,000 miles. Every 2,500 miles after that. I don't know why I have electrical tape other than that. Maybe I need to tape something back up after I've cut some zip ties. Anyways, I don't know why I need this either, but you never know. And then some paper towels for some cleanup, and a little lintless cloth. Just remember, when you're inside your in your head doing your valves, make sure that you kind of keep your hands clean, because that is internal portions of your motor. Don't drop anything down in there like I did on the Lafon. Anyways, let's go for it. Let's try to take this valve cover off. cover might be tight, so give it a little gentle tap. I'm going to use this chisel piece with a little bit of the cloth on it so I can tap underneath it to pop it up a little bit. But don't be violent with it. You don't want to make it damaged. For some reason, my regular spark plug pullers for my Lafon and my Ruckus and everything else I own doesn't fit on here. I don't know what spark plug you use, but it's not the size that I have, so gotta work on that. Thank you for watching. Ta-da! Alright, they're right. I managed to get it off without having to remove any motor mounts or anything like that. I did need to use the persuasion of a piece of wood to do a little tapping on the valve cover to get it to pop off. But here we go. There is the intake, the adjustment and the screw, and of course I haven't turned it yet, the lash. This is your exhaust side. Looks nice and clean. Okay, so next we're going to take this cover off with the Phillips here and a flathead to take off the window. Then we're going to turn this, which I don't know what the size is yet, but we'll find out. To turn this to T, because there's a T mark in there, and then we can start messing with the adjustments there. So let's go ahead and take this off and then crank it around, and I'll give you an example of what it looks like through that window. All right. Apparently these Phillips were put on by He-Man. I got the right size, just like, you know, I'm just gonna have to try to find a way to get a little more leverage. Alright, here's my solution. Okay? Now, be sure you use the right size Phillips tip and that you don't use an impact or anything like that. And when you're taking it off, lean it in and pull this. You do not want to strip those because they look like they could strip really easily. So on this part where you're exposing the crank over for the timing, be sure to take your time and don't strip those Phillips. Looks like it is a 14. Weird, mine's bigger, but it's okay. 14. Right, here's the cap for the top. Where you see the mark, make sure there's a rubber ring there. You want to keep that. Here is the cover It also has a rubber seal here that goes here, so when you do open it, you will see a little bit of oil come out. Don't let that drip everywhere. And then we learned that this is a 14 that goes in here. You can see the double line. That's F for when the piston fires. That's not what we want. We want T. So when we wiggle this, well, it should be loose. I can feel a tiny bit of lash. So let's get to adjusting. First of all, let's see if anything fits in here. Well, what do you know? 0.04 fits. Well, let's see how high we go. 0.04. Let's try, for grins, 0.08. Oh, I can fit 0.08 through. Okay, let's keep going. Let's try 0.13. Nope, 0.13. Is there anything less than 0.13? Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand, so it's kind of hard. Alright. That's 0.1. Oh, 0.1 can fit through. Anything smaller than bigger than 0.1, but not 0.15. Nope. Okay. So what we're gonna do is loosen this nut, take this top, adjust it in and out, and then once we're done, we'll lock it into place. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and be right back. Okay, I got the tank on. I didn't wire everything back up, but I got fuel. I didn't put the wire here yet. Didn't bolt anything down. All I wanted to do was get fuel to the carb so I could test to see if it will start. The problem we had before was that it was very hard to start. Like, you couldn't just start it like you used to be able to. So let's see if it works. On. Ta-da! She starts. Now let me zip up a little bit more, and then I'm just gonna let it run for a little bit and see what it sounds like after it starts to get warm. Alright, give me a second, I'll be right back. Alright, I took her for a test spin and she rode pretty good. Now I am giving her a bath because mystery guy isn't really good at washing his bike very often. So I wanted to show you my special technique for helping dry things whenever you wash your bike. Kind of got this off of my brother because I saw him doing it one day to his bike a long time ago when he had one. So get these loose, and here we go. Anyways, you get the idea. Let me go ahead and finish this off and put the rest of the bike together. And then the next time you see me, we will go ahead and drive this back to the owner and do a test ride, vlog style. Alright, bye. Well, so much for the test ride. There's a diode that's underneath the headlight that senses neutral, and it fried. Apparently when we dropped the bike on this and broke this, we also broke the switch, which shorted that diode, which used to work, but it eventually melted. So now I have the NTE part number. I gotta go Fry's and buy it and replace it. But as far as the valve change, you got to see that. Hope you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe. Sorry for the sad content, but you know, it happens. We'll take care of this later. See you next time. Thanks.